there, it's Darcy Sullivan from the Clinic Marketing Podcast and Propel Marketing and Design. Before we dive into today's episode, I'd like to take this opportunity to invite you to a brand new, limited time, on-demand webinar called How to Dominate Google Search, Google Maps, and AI-driven search results. This is designed just for clinics. In just 1 hour, you'll get a roadmap for boosting your online visibility, making sure people near you find your clinic first, all without paying for ads. You'll also walk away with a free patient-centered SEO action plan. If you've ever felt buried in the Google results or puzzled about how to rank higher for your targeted keywords, this webinar is for you. Register now by visiting propelyourcompany.com/learn or grab the link in the show notes. If you've ever wondered whether you should be focusing on service pages or condition pages for your clinic's website, you're not alone. This is a common question that I get from chiropractors, physical therapists, acupuncturists, med spas, and other clinic owners. And here's what usually happens. Most clinics either only create service pages, or they focus heavily on conditions pages, or they create both. But everything overlaps and nothing really ranks the way that it should. So today, I want to simplify this and give you a clear structure you can actually follow. And if you've been listening for a while, or you're a member of our DIY SEO program, Ready, Set, Rank, this is really going to connect the dots. Welcome to this episode of the Clinic Marketing Podcast. All right, let's start with some basics and go over the differences between service pages and conditions pages. Service pages are about what you do. They could be chiropractic adjustment, acupuncture, physical therapy, or massage therapy as examples, while condition pages are about what patients experience. For example, back pain, sciatica, neck pain, fertility issues. You need both of these types of pages, but where most clinics go wrong is not understanding how to structure them so they actually work together. For a complete strategy, you actually need 4 types of pages, which we're going to dive into. Now, if you're a member of our DIY program, Ready, Set, Rank, in that program, or if you've listened to this podcast or joined any of our trainings, you've probably heard me speak before about the fact that there are actually 4 key types of pages your website should have around conditions and services. Once you understand this, everything comes together much clearer. The 4 are a general services page, specific services pages, general conditions page, and then specific conditions pages. Let's break this down. First, we have your general services page. You can think of this like your services hub. This is your main services page. And this is where a lot of clinics fall short. One, they skip this altogether, or most of the general services pages are just a list of what you offer, or I see squares with titles under them linking to specific services pages. This is not enough. Your general services page should be a fully built out page that explains your overall approach, speaks to who you help, builds trust and credibility, introduces your services in a meaningful way. Then it should link out to your specific services pages. Again, think of this as a hub, not a placeholder. That said, if you are just starting to build out your website, and I'll link this in the show notes, there's a really great episode that we did on core pages that you need when you're just starting to build out your website. And this is one of them. So before you dive into your specific services pages, I would suggest that you build out this page. Now, the 4 key types of pages that we're talking about today, if you are a member of our Ready, Set, Rank program, you can find writing templates for these within that program. And if you're interested in learning more about that program, I will also link it in the show notes. The complete name for that program is the Ready, Set, Rank Complete SEO Toolkit for Clinics, but oftentimes you'll just hear it called by Ready, Set, Rank, as it's a little bit of a shorter name. Now, on to the specific services pages. These are your core services pages for ranking and conversion. These pages might be chiropractic care, acupuncture, physical therapy. Each of these pages should go deep into that specific service. They should be optimized for location relevance. They should clearly explain how it works and who it's for, and lead directly to a call to action, which is typically to book an appointment. These are your highest intent pages. They help you show up when someone is ready to take action and they're searching online. Okay, now that we've gone over the 2 types of pages related to services, let's talk about conditions. So much like how you had your general services page, you also need a general conditions page. And again, you can think of this as your conditions hub. You can call it many different names, whether it's conditions treated, ailments, whatever you would like to call it. Some people call it what we treat, but this page is often overlooked. Your general conditions page should not just be a list of symptoms or conditions. It again should be a fully developed page. Now, this specific page should speak to what your patients are experiencing, helps them feel understood, and explains how your clinic approaches care to these pages. And then it should link out to those specific conditions pages. Again, this is a hub page. Again, we have a template for this within the Ready, Set, Rank program. And if you are just getting started building out your website, before you go into building out detailed specific conditions pages, I would start with your general conditions page. Now, this leads us into the 4th type, which is your specific conditions pages. These are great for visibility and traffic drivers to your website. For example, if you are a chiropractor, these might include pages like back pain, sciatica, neck pain, headaches. These are powerful pages because they match how people search. They should focus on the condition, explain the symptoms and causes, talk about how your clinic helps, and again, guide your readers towards either taking action of booking an appointment, and they should also link back to relevant services pages. So how does this structure work together? See, when you have all 4 of these types of pages working together, your general pages, again, act as the hub, and then those specific pages go deeper in rank. Your internal linking connects everything together. It helps Google understand your website, helps AI tools pull information better from your website, and patients move naturally from the research stage to the booking stage. Instead of disconnected pages, you now have a strategy. Sounds great, right? So, what about blog post? Because a lot of people are ready to start blogging. Now, before we dive into blogging, I would like to suggest to you that you first go through the exercise of developing your general services page, your general conditions page. You build out your specific services pages for your core services. And then you also work on building out some of those specific conditions pages for your most commonly treated conditions. Now, once you've tackled some of those core pages, let's talk about blog content, because this is where things can either really help your SEO or quietly hurt it. You should absolutely be creating blog posts. That's not the issue. The issue is when your blog posts are competing with some of these core pages on your website. For example, you have a back pain conditions page. Then you write a blog post that's basically another back pain page. Now you've created content that overlaps. So you've gone through trying to create content, but you've done it the wrong way. Google doesn't know which page to rank, and instead of helping you, your content starts to work against you. So how do you use blog content the right way? Your pages and your blog post have different roles. Your core pages on your website are your foundation. They target your main keywords. They stay consistent over time, and they drive conversions. Your blog post should target more specific questions, go deeper into specific topics, and support those main pages. So instead of another general back pain article, you might write something about what causes lower back pain when sitting, how to relieve back pain at home, or when to see a chiropractor for back pain. Then link those blog posts back to your conditions and services pages that relate. That's how everything works together. This process matters even more now that we're seeing a steady incline in AI search. Why? Search behavior is changing very quickly. People are asking more detailed questions, using AI tools to search, and looking for clear, direct answers. Your conditions pages often match those questions. Your blog posts help expand your reach, and your services pages convert that interest into action. If any of these pieces are missing or overlapping, you start to lose momentum. Here's where most clinics still get stuck. Even when clinics have these pages, they often don't fully build out their general pages. They let pages overlap too much. They skip out on internal linking, or they don't know what to actually write. And that's where having structure and template makes a huge difference. Inside our Ready, Set, Rank program, the Ready, Set, Rank Complete SEO Toolkit for clinics, we don't just explain the strategy. We give you everything you need to actually implement it, which includes templates for general services pages, templates for specific service pages, templates for general conditions page, and template for specific conditions. There are 12 done for you templates, including the homepage, about page, what to expect, insurance and payments, and more, including the pages related to services and conditions. And for blogging, you also get over 20 SEO optimized blogging templates, 100 plus topic ideas, a keyword planner, a fill in the blank blog title, and a blog calendar. So instead of guessing what to write and worrying about the overlap, you have a clear system to follow. So what should you do next? Well, if you're looking at your website right now, here's where I'd start. Do you have all 4 pages of the types that we talked about in place today? Are your general pages fully built out or just list? Are your specific pages clearly focused, making sure there is no overlap? Are your blog posts supporting your pages instead of competing with them? And are your pages linking together in a logical way? Even small improvements here can make a big difference. At the end of the day, it's not about choosing between service pages and conditions pages. It's about building a structure where everything works together. When you do that, your website is much more likely to show up in search results, get picked up in AI-driven results, and turn visitors into actual patients. If you want help mapping this out for your clinic, please be sure to book a discovery call and we can look at your website together. Thanks for listening to today's episode. If you found this valuable, please share it with somebody else you think would also find it valuable. Talk to you soon.